She looked you dead in the eyes, smiled, and asked for $20,000 for a purse. Not a house payment, not an emergency, not something that would change either of your lives in any meaningful way, a purse. And the scariest part was not the number. The scariest part was how casually she said it, like it was reasonable, like you were the problem for even hesitating. But let's rewind, because this moment did not come out of nowhere. You had been with her for 2 years, and from the very beginning, you noticed things, small things, the kind of things you file away and then immediately talk yourself out of. The first dinner, she ordered the most expensive thing on the menu without looking at the price. Not once, you told yourself, she deserves nice things. You wanted to be the man who could provide that. The first vacation, she chose the 5-star resort. You had suggested something comfortable and affordable. She looked at you with an expression that made you feel small and immediately agreed to the resort. You told yourself, I want her to be happy. The first gift, you spent 3 weeks saving for something special. She opened it, smiled politely, and mentioned, almost accidentally, that she had seen something similar but better at a boutique downtown. You told yourself, she just has high standards. But high standards and no regard for the person meeting them are two very different things. And somewhere along the way, without realizing it, you stopped being her partner. You became her sponsor. Every month a new want dressed up as a need. Every milestone a new price tag. Every moment of connection tied to what you were willing to spend to access it. And you paid, because you loved her. Because you wanted her to stay. Because somewhere deep inside you, a voice you had been ignoring for 2 years quietly asked, would she still be here if you had nothing? You already knew the answer. You just were not ready to hear it yet. Until she sat across from you, at dinner, in the restaurant you were paying for, wearing the jewelry you had bought, and asked for $20,000. For a purse, and something inside you, finally, went quiet. Not angry, not dramatic, just quiet. The kind of quiet that arrives when you have been lying to yourself for a very long time, and the lie finally runs out of room. You looked at her, really looked at her, and you realized you had been so focused on keeping her that you had completely lost sight of whether she was even worth keeping. So you put down your fork. You took a breath, and you said something you should have said a long time ago. No, not no to the purse, no to all of it. No to the version of yourself that had been shrinking and spending and performing just to hold on to someone who was never actually holding you back. You walked out of that restaurant a different person than you walked in. Not because of what you lost, because of what you finally chose, yourself.